doke. Let us get started today. Hello, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. Today, we are jamming some Legacy Death and Taxes. For those of you that follow the playoff events that were happening this weekend, there was a Legacy playoff, and 2 Death and Taxes decks made top 8. One piloted by Coke MTG. They've had several good postings and like challenges and such. They posted in the Discord, and we're playing most of their list today. Hello, kitty. Excuse me. But anyway, there were a couple of changes that I wanted to make just because. Actually, was there only the one change? I wanted to play 24 lands, but like the more I was like, oh, I like most of this list. Let me just tweak a couple things. And after tweaking a couple things, it just ends up being the list that I was playing like last week. So I was like, all right, we'll play something very close to Coke's list. So we're playing 74 of the 75, I believe. I think the only difference is we're not playing the Gideon in the sideboard. We're playing another Surgical Extraction. Oops, volume's way too loud. But I was like, oh, well, I really like playing 24 lands, so what if we just, like, cut a Flicker Wisp? And then at that point, we're, like, a Flicker Wisp versus a Charming Prince away from, like, my main deck of the list I played last week. And then in the sideboard, I was like, well, the Signature Pearl is kind of clunky, and I think, like, Deafening Silence is probably pretty good right now. So what if we swap the Pearl with a Deafening Silence? And then after that, we're a Council Judgment versus a Deafening Silence away from the same sideboard. So I was like, all right, well, just for today at least, we'll play something very close. I just can't bring myself to be casting Gideon. And I think graveyard decks should really be being respected right now. So Surgical Extraction, I'm pretty into. But anyway, other than that, it's pretty boring, pretty stock. We're playing like I said, the one Charming Prince is in this deck. Whereas, like, I had a second one trying it out over a Wisp, and then, like, a land over another Wisp. In the sideboard, 3 Council Judgments, which has become more, I think 2 to 3 has become, like, the number to play. Council Judgment being, like, an all-star against Rug Delver. Even though it is kind of clunky mana-wise, it just, like, it's really good when you need it. That's why you play 3. Just because a lot of things that you die to are just like, oh, I can't answer this True Name, or oh, this Wrenn and Six is taken over, and I can't get it off the board. Stuff like that. Council Judgment is just a really good card. But anyway, let's jam. I don't even know the last time I registered a 23 land Death and Taxes list. Obviously, like, playing one league is not going to give me enough information to tell, like, what's optimal between 23 and 24. Because that's basically impossible to figure out. But let's jam. Right. Losing die rolls. I do think that D&T is, like, a lot better position. Like, there was a Reddit comment that was like, you tell people, like, 3 weeks ago that D&T was going to make two of the top 8 in the format playoffs. Like, everyone's going to laugh you right out of the room. But, like, D&T is in a much better position than it was a month ago. Just based on how the meta has changed and, like, what people are doing, especially in, like, sideboards. It's great, by the way. We'll keep it. And how D&T has developed to fight some of the top decks. Uh-oh, this hand isn't good against a lot of Bloodstained Mire Go hands. We have a Krakus, I guess, if they're just going to end step into me. I mean, I'm just going to cast a Giver of Runes. I'm not going to not play this. Could be another Bloodstained Mire deck. I don't think my hand is well suited to be any Bloodstained Mire matchup, though, except for, like, Burn. I guess, like, Blue-Red Delver with the Singleton. Red Fetch. Sounds good to beat that. Which is kind of what it's looking like here. What's the stream's opinion on 2-2 giver mom splits? People can fuck off with that split. Stop doing it. Not doing anyone any favors. Notably, the other top 8 list was a 2-2 giver mom split is the joke here. But just I can't wrap my head around why it's helpful. In some matchups, you want the mom over the giver, and the others you want the giver over the mom. But like, do you really? There are certainly some instances where you will want mom over giver, but like, statistically, one of them is going to be like more likely than the other, and that's the reason people are playing givers because there's so many. Oh, this is not blue red Delver.
Can you maybe take a 5 or 2 minute break?
What's happening?
Sheep need inside.
Oh great.
I have to take her up, but you need to like
All right.
put something over it so the cats can't.
I'll be right back, chat. Alright, we back. Looks like we're also dying. It's Storm. That was my other thought of Bloodstained Mire into Volk Brainstorm. Is Tess. So what's this last card here? Just Adnaz? Empty. Alright, so we need a top deck. Stoneforge Mystic right now? That's not a Stoneforge Mystic. Are we literally dead? Is there no way we can win? There are 14 goblins. Land, Tomek, block, take 12, go to 8. Land, Wisp. There are 11 goblins, block, block, block. Yeah, we're dead. Alright. Both teams trying hard. Charming Prince digs you into like more stuff that you want here. Oh, we gotta cut all these plows. There's already too many cards gone. We gotta bring something back in. A Tomek? Don't love this. Yeah, don't love this sideboard. I guess Tess is the less common deck, right? Against Ant, your sideboard configuration looks a little bit better because you can bring in the 2 Rest in Pieces as well, but Rest in Pieces just like garbage versus Tess. Definitely a matchup where I would like Deafening Silence. I think that card might be where D&T wants to be right now. Because, like, a lot of the decks that are fighting the Ren and 6 decks are, pretty aggressive combo decks. But, yeah, it looks like these other cards suck. We'll submit. I think Tomic's better than a Palace Jailer. This hand has a Surgical Extraction, nothing else. We're definitely going to mull to hate here. Don't think this is good enough. Sucks to mull to hate against the Thoughtseize deck too, but especially on the play, your general plan is to dodge getting turn 1 and reserving for our opponent to be on a year-old Grixis list for the lulz. Oh man, that would have been something. But yeah, this hand also sucks. Opponent also mulled to 6, so feel better about going to 5. Snap off this hand. Oh man, this hand is so good. I think we're just gonna keep double Thalia. I tried beating Thoughtseize by splashing for Veil of Summer. Good plan, good plan. I think I'm gonna just bottom the Relic Order and the Wisp, and we're gonna go turn 1 land a Chalice. And then if they Thoughtseize me, we're just gonna play the other Thalia. I guess technically I should play the Port in case we draw Caracas to play around Massacre, but that's one of Coke's victims yesterday after you run this list and bring back those painful memories. Sorry, Negator. I see D&T too well. I gotta run in before therapy. Oh no. That would be unfortunate. we would certainly get got. The other 2 cards in our hand weren't even like castable regardless, so it's fine. Like, we weren't playing a Relic Order or a Flicker Wisp with this hand anyway. The one problem with not keeping one of those cards is that we don't have a clock if my opponent doesn't Thoughtseize me, and like we find another white source or something. That's pretty good. Do I want to Chalice on 1 here? Opponent did not shuffle on their Ponder. Man, Chalice on 1 is really bad against Echoing Truth, but if we play the Thalia, there's a chance we can't play the Chalice, so we know we just pour them. I think I want to play the Thalia here. If we find another land, we're good. If we don't find another land, we can port them, and they're under a Thalia, so yeah, Chalice on 1 doesn't attack for 2 is a big reason to play the Thalia. Like I was literally just talking about how we like our mulligan made it so that we have very little pressure, so we want to kill them as soon as possible. Oh. Opponent kept and then missed on land drop, which is not good for them. Especially with my Chalice on 0 and a Rashadan Port. Opponent moving to discard here. Discarding empty. Ooh. So my opponent can't cast 1s. They have 1 more card to draw off the Ponder, right? Is that correct? Because they Ponder on turn 1. On their turn 1. Which means turn 2 they drew the last card, turn 3. Okay, no, they just drew the last card off their Ponder. But I think we just want to Stoneforge Mystic, though. Rather than porting. In 2019, Chalice might attack for 3. Ain't that the truth? Flashbacks to, what was it, last week when we got our Chalice and our Ensnaring Bridge elked? It's the worst. We won that match though, but horribly lost that game. It's like, oh, this Ensnaring Bridge is so good against Rug Delver game 1. They like can't beat it if it's in play. We just got elked. Alright. Well, the age-old plan versus fast combo decks with Death and Taxes, which is lose game 1, win game 2, and pray game 3. So, gonna run it back. One of the reasons I really like Deafening Silence is just because just not playing anything until turn 2 on the draw is just so fucking horrible. Guess like red-black Reanimator. Alright, ship this hand. Or against Taz, or even against Ant. Ant's like a turn 2.5 deck, right? Like, I'm forced to keep like terrible hands like this. Maybe not specifically this hand. I might go to 5 here. My opponent kept 7, so we're probably dead. Which like maybe means we need to just dig for Chalice. This hand doesn't have guaranteed Thalia anyway, but it's like it's good against Thoughtseize is the thing. Like sometimes Storm players just like keep the I'll Thoughtseize your Thalia hand and then go off on like turn 3 or whatever. And then when you mull to 5, you get super punished. But sometimes you can keep these hands and then get Thoughtseize and then you're fine. It's a matter of like what excuse me. What do I think my opponent's doing here? The fact that we can't guarantee turn 2 Thalia means I think this is still a mulligan. Like, dig hard for Chalice? Yeah, this hand's great. We're going to ship Plains second Aether Vial, so we can play around Massacre with Caracas Port. And we're going to hope we don't get turn 1'd, but if we get Thoughtseize, then, like, we're also in pretty dire straits. So, gonna hope my opponent just casts a Ponder and then passes the turn. Please. Nope. Stop. Well, at least that means we're not dying yet. Just means we don't have our Chalice in play. Alright, well, we can hope my opponent has an Empty the Warrens lined up. Because now it has to be for like 14 or 16 or something. Or we can just hope we top up Thalia here. That'd be gas. That's not a Thalia. What if I'm supposed to port rather than cast Stoneforge Mystic? Probably not, but then we're like never porting. I'm very concerned about the 5 cards in my opponent's hand. The plan is probably just like get Batterskull online, right? Hope we topped it. Hope we live a turn and find Recruiter, Prelate, Thalia, the other Chalice. Oh god. Storm opponent's thinking, please no. Alright. Might not be dead. What are we doing here? Massacre? Putting it in the chamber for later. Oh no, Massacre is bad because we've specifically played around Massacre here. Duress. Oh, they're just gonna take my Batterskull. That makes sense. Also, they're running low. They're burning down their resources here. They have 4 cards in hand versus our 2-power clock. But now their empty lines are. Oh. So Chalice on 1 is better than Chalice on 0 even versus Tess. Is that correct? Turns off cantrips and Rite of Flame and Dark Ritual versus turning off LED, Petal, Chromox. Chromox being really bad when they have 4 cards in hand. I think the answer is supposed to be 1 still, right? I'm not as familiar with... Like, versus Ant, I'm pretty sure you slam dunk it on 1 just because they have so many 1s. I think, especially with the 4 cards in my opponent's hand, putting a Chalice on 1 feels like it has to be right. Also, just don't have to play this Plains again, which is gas. Playing Chalice as Death and Tags of Earthstorm is always like finicky. Because it always sucks when you're like, oh, I'll play it on 1, and then you like, we'll die here to like a bunch of LEDs and yeah, Mox Opals and stuff, and feel like an idiot. is this? Just empty? We can beat 8 goblins. I think just on board. Well, I mean, we can, but they have time. Am I supposed to be playing lands here? Can we? Do we have draws that have me having lands that play matters? Yeah. They have no cards in hand, and they've burned a wish. We could draw like a sword or a Jite, and we'd want 4 lands in play. I think it's okay to play lands now. Hey, get down from there, cat. Yeah, this is definitely a defensive empty, the Warrens. You cannot attack through... Okay, my opponent is attempting to attack through 2 squires with 8 goblins. Don't think this works out for them mathematically, but... It's a pretty good draw. So now that we have 1 planes in play, we can just play all our lands here. Just tuned in, already confused with the board state. Yeah, we're playing against Tess. Back on 4 Flicker what's the reason? I literally copied like 74 cards of Coke MTG's top 8 list. I probably would be on 2 or 3. I think my list was literally cutting 2 Wisps for a 24th land and a 2nd Charming Prince from their list. Can I attack? If so, what can I attack with? I'm a little bit worried about bleeding, but I also want to kill my opponent. I think I'm going to attack for 1 here. We take 4 if they attack me with everything. I also don't know if I'm supposed to port or hold up Crocus for my Thalia, honestly. I think I'm supposed to port. And now the Thalia can just pressure the goblins. If they like try to triple block it, we can just first strike it and then pick it back up with the Caracas. Just need to find your Nagiri. Alright, more lands. Not really what the doctor ordered, but... Just chump blocking, that's fine. Don't think we want to give the Thalia, like, vigilance with the Caracas. We'd rather protect it from, like, a random removal spell. They do find, Wish for Massacre or something. We can keep this last card in our hand. Keep them guessing. Doesn't really matter what land we're porting at this point. I'm trying to port blue sources so they can't chain cantrips without, like, using their fetch or whatever. We just really want to kill them. Draw, like, Sword of Fire and Ice would probably be the best here. It's not horrible. At some point I could be just attacking with like Stoneforge Mystic and stuff too. Or just pro-redding the Thalia with the Giver. Chain Cantrip with Chalsa. Shut up. Now we can keep them off bounce spells. Now we force them to crack their fetch land to cast their bounce spells. How many black cards do they even have in their deck that aren't 1 mana? Like exactly Infernal Tutor and like the payoffs. Massacre, that card that you can famously turn off by porting their black sources. Ooh, Phyrexian Revoker. Am I supposed to revoke this Opal? No, I don't give a fuck about this Opal. I'm supposed to revoke, like, LED. Revoke the Talisman. Talisman's some big brain. Yeah. I think next turn we can start shoving with most of our creatures. It's definitely not naming Abandoned Hope time. My opponent has 3 cards in hand. There's a chance we lose here. I'm tempted to only port them once even, because we're getting to the point where like Wish for Massacre just like prevents me from doing anything relevant. I'm pretty sure I am only porting once here. I think we just want to leave up this Caracas rather than port them again. Hey, that's a little bit of an early concession, but I'll take it. Sometimes you just get there. I feel like Tess opponents should be more aggressively mulliganing to hands that murder you. I'm far from a Tess expert, but like my opponent kept 7 and like didn't feel like they were, I guess, so they had like an empty hand, right? They were going for something there. Tried to like empty for more things, like turn 1 Thoughtseize into convince people to aggressively mulligan so hard. Yeah, people love keeping bad hands. Watching the ICG this weekend and like the casters like commenting on Tron players just like when they start on keep a 7 and go turn 1 basic force, just like nope, you should have mulled that hand. If you are playing Tron and your turn 1 land is not Urza's something, you're doing it wrong. Likewise, if you're playing Tess first Death and Taxes and you don't have like 12 goblins at play on turn 1 or turn 2 or they're dead, then maybe you want to reconsider the hand that you kept. It's okay though, because they had like Burning Wish from Massacre too with the Thoughtseize, but we just had a hand that let us play Red Massacre, so they had to like very awkwardly wish for a duress to kill the Batterskull. It's like maybe that was they kept a very reactive hand, and then we had a bunch of things that they couldn't really react to, like not being massacreable, finding the second chalice, etc. I don't know. Then they just like made 8 goblins when I felt like making 8 goblins just didn't matter at all, and like they had found like drawn an Infernal Tutor or something. Like they had a decent chunk of mana on like a bunch of zeros, right? What is this first thing I have? Oh, it's a new thing with Twitch. If you're like the first X subs to a channel, then you get a founder badge. I think it's like 10 or 15, first 10 or 15 subs to affiliates and like first 25 subs to to partners or something like that. Snap off this hand. So I'm in the lead. It says first regardless of like which sub, like as long as you're in like the top 15, I'm pretty sure it says first. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's first. Volcanic Island Go is horrifying. I'm going to cast this Aether Vial and hope that my opponent's going to like make an Emrakul and not an Omniscience. Maybe they're like Delver. Alright, I guess they're Delver. That's fine. Is anyone a longer sub than me? Yeah, Time is, I think, my first sub. The longest sub. Time's like 17 months? I think you're 15 months, right, Static? Yeah, 5 days ago, 15 months. Army is also 15 months, 10 days ago, so Army is like a couple days ahead of you. All the time 17 months, yeah. So they know their top card. I think we're just playing Tomic here. They have like another daze or something, or a removal spell. If they don't, Tomic just gets in front of this Delver. But Stoneforge is more important down the line. We have a lot of things to deal with this Delver of Secrets. I guess that I'm not considering that they could be Rug. I was just like, my brain was on blue-red, but they haven't shown us anything that indicates that over Rug. But regardless, jamming this Tomic feels pretty decent. So they know their top card, so I imagine this Delver's flipping here. Came here for the Bomberman stream. We'll probably stream Bomberman again on Wednesday. Been bouncing back and forth between the two. There's some hot new tech in the Bomberman sideboards. Alright. Leaning more towards blue-red at this stage. But, yep. Alright, it's blue-red. We cracked the code. I'll block. Attack. I'll block. We'll snap off that block, opponent. Coward. This deck has double the planes of Bomberman. It's twice the planes deck. What are we doing here? Do we need to like, find a GTA now? Kind of need to find a GTA now. I think I want GTA over Sword. It's really bad if they have if they just go like playing True Name, but our hand does have a bunch of flyers, so it's like not the worst. And GTA's just better at dealing with like young Pyros and aggressive starts and stuff. And it's better at dealing with my Stoneforge dying. What were you doing this weekend while not winning the 4-man challenge? On Saturday. What was I doing on Saturday? Because there was a... Oh, no, we were just doing house stuff on Saturday. I thought about playing in the event on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I went to a local event instead. So I wanted to play Bomberman and Paper rather than play more Moto. And I'm already qualified for that thing, so I don't care about it as much. Anyway. Oh, hang on. We should actually... I was about to tap the Caracas because I'm conditioned to leave basics up, so that you like can have mana up even after you get wastelanded, but Caracas actually it's relevant text here. We do, in fact, have a legendary creature in play. Yeah, I got wrecked. Local event. Went like 2-2. Oh, that's fine. I will, in fact, pay for the Stoneforge. Got a third daze. Or do they just really want to cash in that daze for an elemental? Third daze, that sucks. He didn't have those hideous promo Pokeball cards to blind your opponents. I do have Pokemon card tokens for Bomberman too. I got some sweet monks. Oh, well, this is all bad. None of this is good. That's pretty decent. I think we're gonna Flicker Wisp into Plow the Pyro here. Because we definitely want to develop the board. Flicker Wisp gets a body in front of the Insect Elaboration and kills the Pyro. When you play Tomic and Paper, you should bring a bunch of paper slips that Sick can't be target. Just put them on all the lands. Alright, if they have the fourth daze, well, we're shit out of luck, I guess. Oh, the foils, yes. Oh, yeah. Not the literal Pokemon cards. Both days to pick up the mountain. Shh. It's an off day today, okay? Talking about putting a cantripping into a chalice. Opponent dazing with their mountain. They had 2 volcanics in play in my defense, and then they just like played a mountain for some reason. Their hand is Volk Brainstorm something. Yeah, imagine they're firing off the Brainstorm to find a bolt for my Wisp here. If they do, we're going to take a billion, and then we'll play another Wisp and kill an Elemental. Try to get in front of the Aberration again. Yep. Bolt. Pew. What is this? A magmatic sinkhole? It is a magmatic sinkhole. Right, good to know about. Probably isn't a slam dunk. We take a million. We're gonna play another Flicker Wisp, kill an Elemental here. Yeah, different special bolt. Bolt that doesn't go upstairs. Alright, they're just going to play a TNN here. Life's going to be horrible. We're going to die in a fire. That's also pretty bad. I guess they didn't shuffle, so could be worse. But they could easily just find another bolt for this Wisp. We go to 2. We're just dead. We draw like Atomic and stay alive, I think. Or like a Plow. Another Wisp. Yes, it could be worse. It's not TNN. Terrible Bolt lacks the best mode. Hey, it kills Planeswalkers. That's a great mode. Planeswalkers are basically players. Draw a land. Yes, draw the land and the Wrath of God. Easy. Oh, Miracle Terminus. It'll be fine. Brainstorm's the best bolt. Think of how many bolts. You could draw 3 bolts with your Brainstorm. That's so many. Lightning Bolt's only 1 Lightning Bolt. Play an Arcanist here. Just everything sucks. That was an aggressive attack. If they don't have anything, I feel like just attack with the Elementals was correct, but okay. I guess that's true. Lava Spike does also kill Planeswalkers. Man, I really want to double spell, but we can't. So that sucks. We can Wisp an Elemental to block the Elemental to stay at 5, but 5 and 4 are pretty close. It's not like we're going to... Like, if we were at 4 here, Wisp is probably the play. Because then we're staying out of bolt range. But, like, I think going to 4 here is probably fine. So I kind of want to just get this Crusader in play. If we can find an equipment to chunk on this Crusader, definitely kills them a lot faster. Recruiter for, like, Stoneforge is another line, but we have to, like, trade the body off the Elemental, which kind of sucks. We are, in fact, going on a crusade. Just attempting to. Maybe my opponent has the 4th days. I think I have 2 cards now. They could also, like, Force a Will. They got 2 cards left. Yep. Force Pitch Delver. Sure. Well, now we're in bolt range, which sucks, but couldn't really play around that one. We did. If I drawn a land, it definitely would have been prioritizing double spelling, but yeah, I mean, we're not realistically respecting a 4th days there for multiple reasons. Oh, all right, I'm into that. So what's the best way to do this? Is it Giver Plow or is it Flicker Wisp Plow? I think it's Giver Plow, right? Giver Plow blocks Elementals better. I don't think I really want to trade a Flicker Wisp for an Elemental. which we would basically have to do. Yeah, I think Giver Plow is the play here. Uh-oh. They have 3 lightning bolts in their deck still, or any number of like chain lightning, or not. Yeah, if they're on chain lightnings, they're on forked bolts. I don't love Flicker Plow. It is, yes, it's mana efficient, but it also leaves me with no board. Like, they can attack me down to 2 and like just trade off with the Flicker Wisp. Just leaves me with less of a board giver of runes. Lets us keep a steady board state in play. Protects things from, like, if they have a Delver, we get a Flyer. Although I guess protecting things from Bolt isn't really relevant at some point. Yeah, we're playing 1 Charming Prince in this list. Oh, we could recruit a Charming Prince, although that's maybe worse than recruiting Stoneforge at this point. They didn't shuffle on the Ponder, and we're not dead. So it's like, this like has to be True Name in their hand, right? Like, just straight up and down, it's definitely True Name Nemesis. Like, no other card it could possibly be that they would keep, and we're not dead here, right? Like, they would have played an Arcanist. The only thing they can't cast here is 3 mana spells. Does Charming Prince like into like Flicker was the Charming Prince into like would like top deck the GT or something? So yeah, I think we do have to just recruit Charming Prince here. I think Stoneforge is too slow. If they just cast True and we have a Stoneforge to play, we just lose. Or like, and we have a Stoneforge in hand, we just lose. Stoneforge is gonna be too slow, so our best bet is just like Charming Prince, Flicker was the Charming Prince, stuff like that. Top deck the GT. Charming Prince Game 3. Yeah, Charming Prince Game 3 also does keep us alive through like a Lightning Bolt or something. But they kept on their Ponder, so... So the 2 cards in their hand can't be Lightning Bolt, or else we would be dead. And the top card of their deck can't be Lightning Bolt, or we would be dead. Oh, well, they're shuffling, so... They kept another Ponder? Ugh. Hold... So I guess they kept Ponder Fetch off of their previous Ponder, rather than like firing off the Ponder again immediately just to look at more cards. Not unreasonable, I suppose. Seems so wrong. It feels, but like, you only see 1 extra card, right, in the shuffle. Well, but now they're just doing the other thing. Now they're just doing the thing that they didn't do last turn. Oh, they found it. Boo! This sideboard is pretty teched out to beat up blue-red. Yeah, the line seemed okay, but then they just, like, ran back the exact opposite line the following turn, which was a lot more unusual. Like a Wisp here or something. That looks fine. Like, it's fine you get to look at a lot more cards, right? Because if you just fire up the second Ponder immediately, you're seeing the 2 cards from the first Ponder and 1 extra, and then you also have the option to shuffle. And since my opponent had a lot of time, it's like, fine to wait it out. Oh, yeah, that's true. We have the Prince in it. Yeah, okay, yeah. We have the Prince in it now that they knew about. So they're like, okay, we gotta find the bull this turn. That's reasonable. Alright. I've come around. opponents running this? Everything seems okay here, yeah. Yeah. Charm, contort charm. I mean, casting 2 Ponders is far from a vampiric tutor. They had to work to find that bolt. This hand seems like yes. Snap off this one. Vampiric tutor with extra steps. Exactly. I will snap off this one. Not getting triple dazed today, hopefully. The triple daze was quite the bummer. I think given that board state, there are a huge amount of things that punish them, right? Like, Charming Prince isn't exactly a mainstream card in Death and Taxes. Even so, it's at, like, very low numbers. We haven't hit a land drop in a while. And, like, we haven't cast a GTA or something. I guess we didn't really have a window to cast a GTA if it was in our hand there, but GTA's, like, the only card that punishes them, too. GTA plus land, and it's, like, a definite one of, and then, like, maybe a 1 or 2 of it Prince. You can definitely afford to wait, like, a turn, I think. Very few punishes. And just ramming this GTA into a daze kind of sucks, but they did not shuffle the Ponder, or they did choose to not. Oh no, they did not. Yeah, we'll run this out. It's so good if it resolves. Given the current state of our mana, we're not in a lot of position to try to sneak it in. Man, I feel like this Giver Runes is not going to live. When they play Island instead of Mountain. Unlike Mother, though, there's no way to like try for me to like worm my Giver of Runes into like a bolt here, because it'll always be boltable. So it's fine. Take up the vial, draw something sweet. That's sweet. I'll turn off my plow here. Chalice is bananas. Or my path, did I say plow? If you guys wonder there, you look at the new card, and if it's not a hit, you shuffle and get the new card. Then draw a unique card next turn, so you see 3 additional cards to the 4 cards you see with it later. Yeah, because you have to draw this land that you don't want just to shuffle to see 4 cards, to see 3 fresh ones. Versus if you cast the second Ponder. Well, you only get to see the 4th. You only get to see the 3rd additional card if you shuffle, right? Although I guess if you're keeping it dead, so I don't know. Am I judgmenting this if I find a land? I don't think so. I'll definitely just fire off a Tomic into it. Is there a world where I flicker with the Snickered Island to play around days? Probably not. Man, opponent is really good at finding dazes. Still feel pretty good at our board position though, unless they have like an Abrade for the Chalice. Even then, that unlocks the path. to kill the Pyromancer, but it's a little bit late at that point because they'll make so many elementals. Attack with both. I have nothing. Don't worry about it. What could go wrong? Flickers probably isn't getting very much better. I'll take the 1 here, but I might just be killing this elemental on it instead. Arcanist. So that's not scary until I deal with my Chalice. But it also means I might want to hold my Flicker Wisp in hand so I can clear an Arcanist, if need be. The board is a little bit threatening. Man, this is so fucking bad for me if they have an Abrade. I think I need to keep this Wisp in my hand, actually. Ooh. Alright, well, we're going to put Prelate on 2 and be safe from everything besides Magmatic Sinkhole. And the shields are only up down on Magmatic Sinkhole for a turn, because then we draw the... or we untap with the Flicker Wisp on the Vial. Seems pretty gas to me. I feel like turning off a Abrade is pretty important here. How much is Sinkhole's Delve? Is it 5? Can they fire it off here? Yeah, I think we're just going to try to Faith the Sinkhole for 1 turn. Two notably doesn't turn off, like, any of our cards, I think, because we already have cast the GTA too. It's 5, yeah, so they have exactly enough right now. Is it an argument to, like, also putting the Prelate on 1? So that, like, Abrade already doesn't do anything. I guess they could just... But then at that point they can, like, Abrade the Prelate out of the way and, like, hit me with things. I think just 2 shuts off most of what the Chalice wasn't. It just, like, covers almost all of our bases at that point. Yeah, I'll take 2. Untapping. Nice. I don't really want a Council's Judgment that happened to the Sarahs in the list. I was trying out Charming Prince kind of in the Sarah Avenger-ish slot at different points. Right now we're just playing one of the lists that top 8'd the playoff event last week. So I don't think I'm casting Judgment here. I think their board state sucks. So I don't think I'm playing this Wasteland because they can just Wasteland my Wasteland to keep me off 3 mana. They also don't have True Name mana right now, so there's a chance that there's a True Name in their hand. And we don't want to just get wrecked. I think I'm interested in trading off this Wisp for the Pyro plus the Elemental. Like if they attack with the Pyro again this turn. Although attacking with the Pyro is a lot greedier when there's an active Aether Vial. Is it Sinkhole? Oh, please be Sinkhole. I'm plagiarizing a list tonight. Indeed. Stolen content. A little bit concerned about that mountain tap. Maybe I won't aggressively trade Wisp with Pyromancer. I think we're just taking 2 again. Oh god, what is this attack? This attack is scary. I guess because this attack is free because it's a 1/3. It's like I can't block and kill it anyway. So I'll let this trigger resolve first. They can cast it to like make a thing if they want, yeah. Yeah, I think I do want to just kill this Pyro here. Could kill the Arcanist, but again, I don't think the Arcanist like matters a whole lot. Can get super baited when we get Magmatic Sinkhole here. 1, 1, 2. Yeah, this felt exactly enough. Kill your Elemental. What if I have, like, Staticaster? Be a pretty huge bummer if I blocked the Arcanist. Just weighing the options of, like, what could go wrong here. Is taking the 1 damage worth it? Might be. They have 5 cards in hand. 5 is a lot. I think I'm fine going to 16. Problem is that like they just Staticaster my Wisp now if we block like this, which also sucks. But if they actually have a Staticaster, we're like we're fine. We untap and we have to like Judgment it, but like at least we live. It's better than us losing our Prelate. Coward. I'm a big fan of taking damage that you can afford to play around cards that you think you can play around. Sometimes it comes back to bite you, though. Like, if we lose this game by, like, a 1 or 2 life points, then that's on me. But if we win the game and my opponent has a Staticaster in hand, then we're Galaxy Brain. Let's draw some here. Let's draw some juicy. Not very juicy. If you lose this game by 1 life point, you have to drop the and run back with something awful. If we lose this game by 1 life point, then I will I'll play around nothing for the rest of the league. How's that? We'll stop. We won't be a coward stream. We'll just be like, they don't have it, and just do it, run it every time. Yeah, I don't think there's a Staticaster anymore. Otherwise, they would have definitely just popped the Wisp. I also don't think attacking is worth it. Maybe because I had the 3rd land, I was like, Wasteland there, Wasteland? Not actually sure. Because now that we have enough land drops. Oh, do they have the sinkhole? Womp womp. It's weird to half play around a card. I mean, we played around the card. We were done playing around it. We played around the single point where it would have been relevant. Like, if we blocked there and they had Staticaster, they would have instead Staticastered the Prelate and then killed it. But once that block didn't happen, they're free to Staticaster the Wisp and save their Pyromancer. But they didn't, so they don't have a Staticaster. This is, like, kind of concerning, but, like, the problem 2 wasn't actually even doing that much. Like, they can abrade the Chalice to, like, activate their cantrips or stuff again, but, like, we have an answer for the Arcanist lined up too, so it's like not the worst thing in the world. Null Rod, well, that's fine. Don't really need this vial anymore. If we draw like a Stoneforge, we can Judgment the Null Rod if we need to. But they're hitting us for 2 a turn, and we don't have a good counter plan currently. The Ant players from Null Rod. Yeah, fuck the Ant players. Null Rod's good against both my decks. What's up, Dukes? I kind of don't want to wasteland this wasteland. Kind of like just wasteland a Falk when they find one. A lot of turns to find something that beats this. Current record, I think we're 1-0 right now. Down a game in match 2, I believe. Already 10 o'clock. Fuck. Started late. There's also something on your shoulder. Yes, there is. Say hi to the camera. Alright, let's draw something. Something good. Alright, cool. What's this? Like Echoing Truth my Chalice? Actually Echoing Truthing my Chalice. Huh. Okay, well, guess I'll have to path to exile this Dreadhorde Arcanist. There's one Charming Prince in this list. I was playing 2 earlier. I have not gotten enough testing with it. Am I supposed to path this Arcanist now? Probably not. They can find like forces. We can hit in the upkeep or in response to like the first cantrip or something. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, basic swamps. But yeah, I haven't got a strong opinion on Charming Prince really. It's been like okay. It's all good. I didn't think that was part of the Alinity meme or anything. I knew she like threw her cat, right? That's all I knew about that incident. It's not a cat. It's definitely a cat. This is just a naked cat. Don't hate. The reset for the 10K was a couple weeks ago, I think. At this point, when was it? Was that last week? 2 weeks ago, I think. At this point. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh. That's one. I don't know how there were no bans. Yeah, it's mostly because Twitch doesn't give a fuck. But they're like top whatever streamers. And then everyone, it just blew over after a week. Shitty people just don't get retribution ever. Can you not sit? You don't understand how gravity works. You're going to slide down unless you get... Ah, there we go. A card. Nothing to... I guess we kill the elemental, so let's play the, Chalice on 1 again. Expecting a cat to understand gravity. That's true. Gravity does not work the same way for cats. That's fair. That's a fair assessment, honestly. What do you got here? Force Oil? Spell Snare? Ooh, a better Wasteland target. I'm into it. Oh, okay, I just fired enough things. Oh yeah, I saw those videos. Cosmic. I'm sad that Demon Slayer only had the 1 season. So far. I was all ready for it to go, and then it ended, and I was sad. Now I gotta get my fix elsewhere. Not wasting your waste there feels like it was a poor play. Yeah, perhaps. I mean, it doesn't matter like a huge amount for them at this point, considering like their mana base. Kill your elemental. Kill your volcanic island. I have a 3/1. You have nothing, and we have a chalice. Feeling pretty okay. Even if they've like found TNN with their cantrips, we have a judgment for it. Yeah, season 2 is definitely gonna happen. It was like super popular. It's just like I have to wait now. Yep, there's the true name. Hopefully they don't have Force of Will. Be real bummed. Ah. Am I supposed to play around days? They've dazed me like twice already, right? Yeah. Fuck that shit. I need to kill them before they kill me. Because we are at 8 life. Y'all discussing weeb things? Indeed. Oh wow, it's outselling my hero? Really? Pretty rad. Cast a cantrip. Do it. Don't cast another true name. Don't do that. Okay, this is fine, I guess. Don't cast a, that's fine too. Yeah. Ooh, that's a card. I'm gonna go with Batterskull. Batterskull doesn't give a fuck about your Null Rod. And Japan Zenitsu's best. No, yeah, fuck Zenitsu. The worst character. The old skull. The Pigman is truly the best boy. Alright, opponent is thrown in the towel. The 1 life that we took did not end up mattering, so I was infinitely justified in my decision. Might have been a little bit aggressive in actually using my Flickor's there to kill their young Pyromancer, but like they were getting a board state with that young Pyromancer, just like flashing back ones that didn't do anything to like turn them into elementals with the Arcanist. Like, it was concerning. I think it was like pretty reasonable, especially because these lists can't have more than like 1 sinkhole in them. My opponent just like hadn't done any cantripping, so like I think it was pretty reasonable to run out that Wisp there. Yeah, run it back. Snap it off. 3/1 drops and a Chalice of the Void. Easy keep. Seen a lot of blue-red Delver override. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. Don't really know. Oh man, 4/1 drops and a Chalice. Even easier keep. What if they like counter this first Aether Vial? Wouldn't that be swell? Just please daze this. You've had like 900 dazes every time. Wow. Come on, opponent. I'm slacking over here. Well, if they like play an Arcanist, we can Path it and play our other Aether Vial before we Chalice. Oh, well, that's kind of obnoxious. I mean, I guess it means we don't have to play out this other Aether Vial. Well, actually, hang on. I gotta figure some shit out. Ooh, alright, yeah. We're definitely just gonna Wasteland and play Giver. Pow. Oh, maybe I should have actually played around Daze. I wasn't thinking about Daze, because I assumed they would have dazed the Vial, but actually if they had Mill Rod in their hand, there's a pretty decent chance that they would have just let their Vial resolve. So I should have actually played around Daze. Nice artifacts. Hey, this Jowslewood's still pretty good. I was mostly thinking that I valued hitting this Volcanic Island with the Wasteland a lot, rather than letting them pick it up. But that was also when I thought that there was a pretty low chance that they had Daze in hand. Definitely should have cast the Giver first. Bolt. Sure. Time to chalice some nerds and have a bunch of 1-drops in my hand. Ooh. Deal. Alright, deal. Force Pitch Brainstorm. We got another Chalice on one coming up. Alright, well, we can pat that. Kind of don't want to path it, because they're on 2 lands. How greedy is it to play out this Prelude on 1 instead? It's like really bad against Daze. But they have 2 cards in hand. Really bad against exactly Daze or Sinkhole, but like it pays off a lot better in the long term, not giving them lands here. If this were a Plow, I think I'd just snap it off. But because it's a path, there's actually a decision to be made. I think I want to play the Prelude on 1. A lot can go wrong with Prelude. A lot can go wrong with Path, too. Like, we can't beat a True Name right now. Like, very far from beating a True Name. I think I want to try to stifle their mana development here. Yeah, well, that plan didn't work out. There are actually things that can, like, punish us here, right? Although, no, Electrickery is also a 1-drop, right? I was thinking about, like, things that weren't just Static Caster, but Electrickery just has Overload, too. Ooh. Judgment turns on Argite and stuff. Pretty interested in that. They have 1 card in hand. They definitely would have played a True Name over a Dread or Arcanist here. So I'm interested in just killing this Null Rod here. Getting our shit online. So now if we just, like, draw a land, we just get to GTA them, which is gas. Prelate's, like, locking out all their shit until they can find an Umbraid or something. I wonder if I'm supposed to be blocking. Like, take less damage. I've taken 2 free damage now. That was about the worst draw we could find. blocking, so we are in fact attacking, probably. But now that they have the... Unfortunately, we didn't get, like, the surprise hit land 4, play an equipped GT. Otherwise, now they can, like, sit back with both their Arcanists, so we can't really attack well, but it also stems the... Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, at least this stems the bleeding. It prevents them from hitting me. What was that attack? Do they have, like, an Abrade in their hand? Or then they would have fired it off right now. That attack seemed horrible. Now you're not attacking? Sure. They fired. Yeah, I mean, they could have drawn the Abrade that turn as, like... The other attacks were, like, fine, but that attack seemed really loose, unless they, like, had an Abrade. But if they had an Abrade, they would have just popped the Prelate so they could flash back their preordain and shit. So, like, why did they attack that turn? It just made no sense. They could have prevented me from getting GT counters by threatening the double block. Would have definitely delayed me by a couple turns. Now they just, like, can't double block because we have a million GT counters. Yeah. See that Disney Plus they're on Twitter where they tweeted a movie every year and they skipped the year that they made Song of the South? I did not. Well, I saw the thread, I didn't even realize that they did that, though. That's really funny. Yeah, now they're basically dead. We're at 15. We have 900 GT counters. Didn't find the land, but who cares? Yeah. I'm just gonna put in the Batter Skull here or something. We can put in the sword instead of lethal. All roads lead to Rome. Yeah, the combat, it was that one turn that they should not have attacked with both their Arcanists into the onboard Prelate plus GT. Just gonna put in Batter Skull. Plan for the worst. I don't know what the worst is, but there's literally nothing they can do at this point. Alright, cool. We also get the sword. Are you dead, opponent? Six, 8, 10. Combat damage. Trigger. Face. He's in fact a Stoneforge party. We got all 3 equipment. Alright, killed him. Huh. That came through as pretty brutal bloodbath there. This hand is a keep. Barely. Not super happy with this hand. I think Port's the only thing keeping me, like, happy with it. Port, like, obviously Aether Vial's insane. Like, your Aether Vial Port starts are good. We have a decent Vial curve. Also lost all 3 of our die rolls so far. It's a card. Is this 4 color? It's 4-color. We're pretty locked in to beat him up here. Could be like Storm. Storm that just goes land, go, though, is a little bit unusual. Yeah. Could technically still be Storm, I suppose. Got opponent. Really hoping they're 4-color and we're just gonna punch their face in with Mirror Crusaders. Go, Tomek. You definitely aren't about to die to a fatal push. Oh, wow. I didn't think we would get this far. Go get him, Tomek. Not looking forward to seeing what to Storm my LGS and Storm 1 Indie. Oh, yeah, Modern. I had to think for a second there. What am I supposed to port here? I don't even know. Probably the green duel. Red duels can be used to instant speed. Green duels not as much. My opponent has not done a lot this game. Ooh, DAC pile. Alright, well, this is suddenly a lot worse for me, huh? I think I'm Storm R4C. Yeah, still could have been Storm up until that Grove of the Burn Wells. I was pretty sure they weren't, though. Alright, well, Strifo pile is much worse for my double Mirror Crusader hand, but I'm really hoping they do not have a Punishing Fire, because this is gonna go real shittily if they do. But it's a card that would make sense for them to be sitting in their hand this whole time. But like, I don't really think we're gonna afford to play around it here. We're just like missing so much damage if they don't have the P Fire. Punch you for a lot. Neither of those are legal blocks, opponent. Wow, opponent just blatantly disrespecting Flicker Wisp. Just had every opportunity to just kill that Mirror Crusader and just decided not to. God. Always sucks to see plays like that not get punished. Porting the Volk here, they can't obviously pick up the Punishing Fire and cast it on the Giver in response here, but that line can happen regardless of which land I port, and if I don't port their other red source, then I don't force them into like the situation where they have to cast in their upkeep here. So there's potential like suboptimal use of their mana. This also means that there's a chance that we can get this Crusader down and at least get one hit in. Ugh, that's such trash for me. This means our Atomic doesn't do anything, and our Crusader's just gonna get eaten alive by the P-Fire again. Like, just pray we top deck Wasteland here, is that the plan? Or like Sword or Stoneforge Mystic? Oh man. I would happily double lock this. Hell yes. Trade a Revoker for a Tarmogoyf. We're gonna name Tarmogoyf with our Phyrexian Revoker here. Let's top deck Recruiter, Stoneforge, Flicker Wisp, Charming Prince, Sword of Fire and Ice, Umezawa's Jite. Temporarily youth. What is that? I can't read today. Thank you for the follow. Enthusiasm. There we go. Figured it out. Enthusiasm. I can read. What's up? I can't read that name of the person that just said something in chat though, but it's going pretty well. What am I doing? Saying no to these things. Ah, nice. So we have 5 cards in hand. What's the play here? Well, I don't like the bot talking and my potential bot just copy-pasting my title. Pretty sketch. Flickers doesn't seem like the right line, because we're going to use our Aether Vial. We're playing around Force, right? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ban this, Goodbye. Oh, thanks, Patrick. Stoneforge get GTA smack them. None of these lines play around Force at will. There are a lot of options here. Recruiter turns on a lot of different options. If they don't have Force, we can just, like, obviously recruit Stoneforge for Sword, play Sword, and just, like, absolutely crush them. But the problem is that they have 5 cards in hand, and we never really gave them a good Force target. We can use the Vial, yeah. We can Vial and Recruiter, Vial and Stoneforge, do all these things. We can do Charming Prince. Charming Prince is, like, is the safe line? I don't know if it wins, though. It stalls 1 Punishing Fire activation, right? We hit them for 4 down to 11. They attempt a Punishing Fire at the Crusader. We Vial and Recruiter, Vial and Charming Prince, save the Crusader. We hit them for another 4. They're down to 7. They can still just Punishing Fire the Crusader after that. We can also Jailer for next turn. I don't love that plan either, though. I think we might just go for the high risk, high reward. Just go grab Stoneforge and just fucking jam. Make him have it? Yeah, alright, this ain't a coward stream. They, like, definitely have Force of Will, right? But can we lose if we get Monarch? Yes, we definitely can lose if we get Monarch. If we lose Monarch. And also, if all of our creatures just get Punishing Fire to death. I don't love the Prince line. I just talked about. Like, Prince is, like, feels like playing not to lose, right? Like, it keeps us afloat for a turn, but then we end up with a board of things that die to Punishing Fire. There were a lot of lines here. I should have screenshotted that board state. Asked like the D&T Discord later what their choices would have been. Early vials are forcible, but it's been a lot of turns since I cast Aether Vial. Yeah, see, Force Pitch Snap. Don't think I want to trade the Tomic with the Strix. Is Pitching Snap a win? Snap doesn't do anything. And now, since they're locked into P-firing my Crusader, I just don't think I'm going to port here. Snap blocks Crusader, duh. Big brain plays. Yeah. What's up, Temporary Enthusiasm? P-fire my thing. Sucks. Life sucks. Oh no, I should have. Whoops. Oh well. Didn't. I was supposed to port in combat there. I think we're sacking the Stoneforge here. We have enough mana to cast like a Batter Skull or something. Recruiter is good if we draw like Charming Prince or Flicker Wisp. Just in time, Wasteland. I think I'm attacking with the Recruiter to try to open up the Tomic to hit them. Yeah, this just gets in chip damage. Could have held Recruiter instant speed, waited for them to act. That's the same thing as getting Charming Prince, though, right? They're like 100% going to P-fire my Mirror Crusader on the following turn. And then we're just locked into recruiting Charming Prince at that point. And that also lets them just not cast the P-fire. And then if we try to violin the Recruiter end step, they can P-fire the thing in response. There were a lot of lines there. I'm not going to claim that my line was the best line. There were a lot of options there. I'm going to go back and screenshot that moment and post it on like Twitter and stuff. That's definitely like a very like deep what's the play. There's a lot of options there. Like Jailer is like not a bad line. They had the one creature in play. Like we could like Jailer the Strix, keep getting with the Tomic stuff too. Well, that sucks. That seems like a bad play, but okay. Let's attack with the Strix too, dang. Don't know why they did that thing that they did. We gotta Flicker with the Strix, right? Ah, but we're just losing so much value. We can Flicker with the Recruiter. Fuck. This sucks so bad. They have to, like, they get a draw card and we waste our Wisp. But we, like, have to clear this Jace. This sucks so much shit. Flicker Recruiter, get Jailer, Jailer Bird. Like, that's the other line. These are all options. But then they get to untap with the Jace and 5 mana. And, like, there's a possibility of us never taking this Jace off the board. If only you had a Ballista. That wouldn't work. Tomic kills the Jace. I mean, not if we... like, not on the current board. Well, if we had a Ballista, we don't get the Recruiter back in play till end step and we can't cast a Ballista. yeah, that's the thing. We don't get our card until the end step. Yeah, we don't get the jailer until our end step, so we can't clear this. Like, if we flickered our recruiter immediately, if we're like ephemerating our recruiter, then yeah, that's the line. But like, we're not getting the card until end step. Do you have a revoker? We do have a revoker, but that also just seems like a shit line. We're just leaving the Jace in play versus a bunch of removal spells in their deck, and we're like not clearing it. I would much rather just let them draw a card and take it off the board. Do that during his turn, and then flicker hits. I don't even know what chat's saying anymore. Get flicker the recruiter. Get Prince the recruiter. Wait a turn. We get more of a board state that way. I don't hate that. We're also burning a lot of time in a matchup that takes forever. We had a pretty big board. Untap, get jailer. I kind of like that line maybe more than flickering. Wisp the recruiter now, go to end step, get the Prince the recruiter. On their end step, we get jailer, take the Valve to 4, hit the Strix, go for it. I actually do kind of like that line. Casting Wisp, let's see, flicker out Jace. Oh, if we like go get another Wisp, and that they don't get a Jace activation? But then we're like burning all our Wisps again. Kind of like the build a big board here. Might have been right to attack the recruiter first. I mean, it probably was right, because there's like a non-0% chance they don't block a single recruiter. Charming Prince. We gotta do this now to play all like removal and stuff. Port their green source. It's the only color we can take them off. This lets them get a brainstorm, which is obviously better than them drawing a card, but our board state's certainly a lot better this way. That's bad. Found another Grove, huh? Hit a black source, non-zero chance they have Lil. I think Lilianas are just like stone unplayable now, right? Last Hope, when you have like red and 6 colors, is just like, why? Alright, this is looking good for our odds of killing this Jace, at least. Yeah, exactly. Why play Last Hope when you can play Ren in 6? Take these vials up to 3 and 4, I think. Bird. Gotta send 2 things at Jace just in case. 1 thing at them. They could flash in a naked Snapcaster to try to take Monarch, but we have 2 blockers at that point. They do have like Punishing Fire to definitely take out one of them. Revoke Ren in 6 here, probably. They do have a naked Snapcaster. Oh, that's not great. Tell your opponent chat thinks they're not optimal. I'll be sure to let them know. Oh, that's a really good draw. That is, I would consider that an extremely good draw. Sure, you can P-Fire one of my things. Or maybe not from this. Unless they have like a deluge in their deck. Like Plague Engineer, we can still like beat pretty reasonably. Dak Faden. You like take my Revoker, I guess. I almost named Dak instead of Ren, honestly. Kill this fucking Grove. I'm a little concerned. They have one card in hand, though. Definitely want to clear this deck. It's just a question of, do I attack with anything else? I think the answer is no. I can attack with, like, the Charming Prince that's, like, loses to, like, a single removal spell. No, like, they just untap and have a removal spell and take Monarchy from me, right? That's what I'm concerned about. No reason to attack with a lot. I mean, they just hit me with the Revoker and get Monarchy back, right? That's a pretty good reason. Oh, no reason. Yeah, no reason to attack with a lot. Yeah, I get you. My bad. Guess maybe because they only had the one green source. No, they had the other Grove by then, right? Did they? Think about the Revoker name again. This is an aggressive attack. Not logging with the Prince. For, like, better flicker value? I just wanted more pressure. You wanted a free Ren in 6? I guess that does make sense, actually. I think I'm going to pick up my Atomic and replay it to... no, that doesn't play around Snapcaster. Actually, kind of does. They can't kill my Atomic anyway. That way. Though they have 2 cards in. They could just force it on the way back down. Probably not supposed to do that. They've already lost 2 Snapcasters, too. Also, their Ren 6 is not unlocked, because we just keep porting that anyway. Sure. There's, like, a reason to do it, and it's, like, exactly Snapcaster Mage, right? The 3rd Snapcaster Mage. Problem is that I burned so much time thinking about these decisions in game 1 that we're gonna have to play, like, super fast. Because they actually don't have anything in their graveyard that could clear Atomic as a blocker with a Flash and Snapcaster Mage, because they only have the Edict and the Punishing Fire. Yeah, the fact that they had Hardcast Force Will kind of turned me off on the idea. Alright, well, just burned a bunch of time for no reason there. Bring out all these plows. God, Crusader fucking sucks against... Gets Punishing Fire. Man, it's a great thing my opponent just attacked into the Vials, that Tarmogoyf. Matchup, that game would have been a lot harder if they had a Tarmogoyf and played the whole time. Yeah, Crusader is definitely a necessary evil, especially post-board when you have more answers to P-Fire, with, like, Rest in Peace and stuff. But just, like, it sucks so bad. Roker sucks real bad, too. Vials are great. I mean... Vials as good as it is in most other matchups. Like, it gets jacked with Dak Faden, but, like, so do your equipment, right? I think your best games against this deck are always going to be Vial into, like, port into Wasteland Port and stuff. Do you ever trim GT? Yeah, trim GT now. In matchups where, like, GT, like, creature combat isn't really big, you can trim GT. In a lot of combo matchups. In matchups like this, where GTA like isn't super good, I usually leave it in because it's still card advantage with Stoneforge Mystic, and this game goes long enough where you can like realistically find the 3rd Stoneforge. Yeah, that game was definitely like that free Goif was big. I mean, I don't think that attack was, like, undefensible. We'd been down 1 Crusader. We need exactly 2nd Crusader plus a 2-drop to punish them for that attack. It's definitely, like, a reasonable attack. Just happened to get absolutely bodied. Anyway, I've got to cut 2 more cards. I'm going to be trying to play fast in this game, too, so apologies to chat and such. So to figure out, maybe we just have to, like, shave Thalias and shit. I guess just, like, the mono X1 hate decks. Some people say Stoneforge is bad, so I don't know why they say that when it doesn't die to Ren 6. Mostly because, like, the decks that you play Stoneforge in are pretty bad against, like, Ren 6, right? Of course, it's still, like, really good when you have files and stuff, but 4 might be too much. I'll keep this begrudgingly. I mean, Power Skull's as good as it hasn't really gotten, like, worse, if that's what you're asking. It's like, you're playing a deck with Stoneforge Mystic, and you're likely going to play Power Skull, right? Thoughtseize? Well, hand's pretty good at hitting a spell on turn 2. Stoneforge is the take, huh? Wasteland. Not a good draw. We're gonna play this Thalia and we're gonna get Plague Engineered or Ren in 6. I'm just gonna be very sad. Ooh, alright, less sad. I wonder if there's an argument for not playing the Thalia here because we have Caracas to protect it. Did we just Charming Prince to Scry? Why not no lands? Because fuck predict. I ain't respecting that shit. Did you buy plans to avoid these terrible? I only bought 6. I bought 6 for Bomberman. I think we're just bottoming extra lands. We could like keep the Vial to try to like combo with this Cataclysm, but we already have like 5 lands here. I think I'm just gonna bottom these. The Prince Scry Valley, yeah. Takes so much garbage off the top. Yeah, the Amon Cat. Oh, I almost played my other basic planes. That could have been bad. Amon Cat planes are for putting people on tilt, exactly. Yeah, Vial is good into playing Cataclysm, but so is just like having a bunch of land drops, right? Like, I don't think my game plan is centered around like, oh, we resolve this Cataclysm and then we rebuild it to save the file and we just get them. Like, if Cataclysm resolves, we're already like pretty far into the process of winning this game because we'll have Cataclysm and 2 lands. And yeah, if the Cataclysm doesn't resolve, if it gets like Snap Thoughtseized or Force of Will, then we're stuck with like this useless file draw. Well, that sucks shit. I guess we're casting Cataclysm. Which kind of sucks because I only have 3 lands in play. Well, it's turn 4. Are they missing a land drop? I didn't wasteland them or anything. Cataclysm certainly isn't getting better. Kill a Ren 6 kill 2 lands, I guess. They have 4 cards in hand. They missed a land drop here. I think I'm keeping Plains over Caracas. We need to hit more land drops, so drawing a second Caracas would really suck here. And, like, defending the Thalia doesn't seem super realistic. Maybe it's wrong. Well, hopefully they don't just have, like, land run in 6. Hopefully we can get this, like, Prelate down on 2, probably. Turns off P-Fire, Decay Trophy, whatever, red in 6. Engineer me. That kind of suck. Prelate on 2, yeah, it's looking like Prelate on 2 time. That feels like a K-Command block. Is it Prelate on 3 time? But, like, they're not guaranteed to hit another land drop, right? It's gotta be Prelate on 2. That feels like such a Kolaghan's Command block, though. But they're not guaranteed to hit the 4th land here. Does this deck even play K-Command? The DAC piles? What was that block? Well, land drops, sure. Ponders, sure. Did not know Cataclysm killed Walker. Yep, that's one of the biggest reasons you play it in Legacy, because it kills all the Planeswalkers. Hey, we did it! 2-0 to Strifo pile. Turns out when you're not playing against actual Strifo, your matchup gets a lot better against Strifo pile. I still need to go back and screenshot that, that was my thought, that it was actually, like, the Forgot Thalia has first strike block. That's, like, one of the only reasonable explanations on that block. While we're sitting here waiting, can I just go through my own stream to find the screenshot here? Yeah. This was game 2, so yeah, I'm gonna go back to game 1 here. Where was it? Okay, here it was. I found the moment. God, there's so many factors. It's actually wild. I probably need to, like, also post what the available options are for the recruiter, right? Oh, we're playing as D&T League. Keep this hand. D&T League is like a Maverick player, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah, Maverick player. Not really a Bolt the Bird matchup. You should bolt there. Oh man, Jailer's gas here. You just save your plows for their relevant threats. They're just left with like a bunch of shitty idiots that don't do anything. Unless they're like actively stumbling on mana. Then sometimes you go for the Bolt the Bird strat. But rather just kill a turn 2 knight than wait until my opponent plays a knight on turn 3. It's a little obnoxious, but... I don't think I want to plow anything here. I think we're just going to say go. They try to like play and equip the GTA. We can even just block with the Thalia and pick it back up or something. We're sitting pretty okay here. Trying to set up for this Jailer and just win that way. They always have the Cradle to just like cast the GTA. Maybe they'll equip to the Hierarch or to the maybe they'll equip to the Hierarch. You never know. Wow, rude. Man. Is Plow the Hierarch like the super next level play here? So they like can't attack me? Kind of is. Put the Fear of God in them. Nice. Ultra next leveled. That bought us a lot of time to get to this Palace Jailer. That was a really good source of flash holes, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if the correct option is to like attack or not there by my opponent, but like I think Swords of Plowshare during that Noble Hierarch is like super correct. Oh, it's a little obnoxious. I'm gonna take these vowels up to 4 and 3, I think. Oh, well, that's okay. Was that the first time that situation came up for you? Never would have thought about that. I think that's the first time that situation has happened to me. Man, this Palace. Am I just playing this Palace Jailer for no value? They have 4 cards in hand, just 2 mana. It's untapped. I think we might actually take these vowels to 4 and 2, since we have a lot of 2-drops to draw. Alright, we got 2 plows. I think we just want to start drawing cards. We're gonna attack with the Giver. I think we're attacking with the Giver. What's up, Cliffy? Let's draw a 2-drop. Well, lands, I'll take it. I found mana, so I can cast like a Coder or something here. But then it just dies. Is this a green sun for 2? It's all green mana. Yeah, green's in for 2. What is this gonna do? Quasali? Doesn't really do anything. Scrib Ranger? That's a card. And Reclaimer. Alright. Definitely killing this Scrib Ranger. It's a question of whether or not I'm killing the Reclaimer as well, or just holding up my plow. I think I'm just leaving the Reclaimer in play. What can it find? Can it find anything scary? Like, not really, right? Unless they're just, like, on the Dark Depths combo. I can pick up a GTA, but we have a Giver to stop that. And we have the Plow in just in case. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it untap. There are scarier things. Ooh, it's a good draw. Can even just look at the Jailer. Eat things now. Deal. Thalia. Does that mean I'm supposed to plow the Reclaimer now? Maybe. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, so they can cast a plow. No, we're fine. We even have the Flicker Wisp if things get into like deep shit. Equip to the Thalia, sure. I wonder if he has a step in his deck. That'd be something. We can still take care of the Thalia though, so it's not a huge deal. Let's Flicker Wisp our Jailer here. Eat the Thalia. Attempt to. That dog, I don't think I've ever heard her meow. She has little meows sometimes. Yeah, looks like he's on a step. Or maybe just getting the value out now before he loses a creature. That would make sense if you're playing Eldritch Reclaimers, that like step is a reasonable card to be playing in your deck. But even so, we have the Sword of Splashes and the untap. Yep. That's why I maybe should have plowed the Reclaimer in response to the Thalia. Although then the Reclaimer could have protected itself at that point. So it kind of is a similar end result. Man, it's not been the cards I really want to draw. Punch. Try to kill this Reclaimer. I really kind of regretting not killing the Reclaimer when I drew the Wisp on that end step, but there can't be that many more lands that Reclaimer is actually relevantly getting here, and we have the board locked down pretty well. Caracas. Is Caracas annoying? Like, they can bounce around Thalia, but that's not doing anything. And the Caracas comes in tapped. Yeah. Yeah, Canopy's like it, and they already have a Canopy. I can't imagine there are that many more in the deck. Kind of want to just, like, I want to sit on this plow as, like, an insurance policy, like, just in case something goes horribly wrong. Seems like something I want to plow. Now they can just make a bunch of canopies, right? What is happening? Oh, they're gonna sack the step and replay it, right? So we gotta plow the excavator. We literally have to plow it right now. So because they're gonna give a Thalia Pro White and hit me to get the GTA triggers. That's good. That's a line. But now we can just plow the excavator. They wanted to sack it first, right? And then but do they need the extra mana? Could they have? Yeah, they wanted to sack they sack the step first and then cast the excavator. But then we're forced to but then we just plow the Thalia. But then they can run back the same line next turn, yeah. Because they had one extra mana. If they were Exaxes, like the excavator gives them the extra land or the extra mana for the cradle, but because they had the one extra mana there, that's definitely not the best way to run that. Fluffy Wolf, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Hope your stream went well. Playing some Legacy Death and Taxes here. We're round 4, I believe. Yeah, that Reclaimer was kind of obnoxious. Maybe I should have just killed it. It's reasonable to just like kind of fear the unknown. It's like when there's a card in your opponent's deck and you're not 100% sure what it does, it's like reasonable that you should be concerned about it. What's our last cut here? Atomic, probably. I guess the deck that can like actively fetch Caracas. Yeah, all these cards suck. Yeah, I'm in for this. This hand is not very good at fighting the Stoneforge race if my opponent just slams Stoneforge on 2. But if my opponent doesn't, then we have a lot of good Stoneforge action. Yep, have a good one. Canopy. See, this is the type of starts that I would like plow a Noble Hierarch or something, because like this means that they have no other green source, right? I'm kind of tempted to just wasteland this Canopy, right? Alright, we're doing it. Leading with Canopy makes it seem like they really don't have any other green sources in their hand. Unless we're getting like ultra baited. Oh man, ultra baited or top decked, one or the other. And we're just like play this Aether Vial. Yeah, I guess we just got supremely baited by the camp. But like, why play the camp? That doesn't... Unless you're like, the 1 damage doesn't matter to me, and maybe he'll turn 1 wasteland me? Is that the line? I don't know. Opponent trying to make up for my big brain move in game 1 by out big braining me in game 2. They also could have just top decked Windswept into Savannah. That is also an option. I'm just gonna play Stoneforge Mystic here. Sucks that if they have more lands, they can just like wasteland me out of this game. Let's go get a Jite. Doc's best Twitch cat, indeed. What are they getting here? Something scary? No. Just insulating themselves from Wasteland, sure. Much happier to see that than seeing them like fetchable Wasteland or something that could have gone wrong. This is a card you would board out in this matchup. Do they really just want a colorless land that comes in tapped? Take the Vial to 2. More land drops. We can revoke the Reclaimer, which they seem pretty keen on activating over and over and over again. So I'm kind of interested in just activating this Vial right now and see what they do. We're just going to be putting in this GTA anyway. What? Yeah, I was trying to figure out why that bog was in their deck too. Nice. I will name Elvish Reclaimer. The Holy Batman, thanks for the 2-month resub. Appreciate the support. Nice. They're just dead. We did it. It's an odd game too, but we take those. All right, 4-0, final boss time, everybody. Final boss time. Let's see if we can take it home. And before Strifo. We already we had to fight through Strifo pile already. I don't want to play against actual Strifo on Strifo pile. That'd be some garbage. Yeah, I don't know what that bog was still doing in their deck. I feel like basic wastes that comes in tapped and is wastelandable. Not really what they want to be on. The Matter player concede, yeah. They conceded on after I revoked their Reclaimer and GTA was coming down. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just turn 4. I vialed in my Revoker and named it a Reclaimer. They didn't activate it, the Reclaimer, in response to the vial. And we were putting in GTA. It was a weird game, weird concession. Why are you sitting like that? Huh? What are you doing? Yeah, they just like conceded on turn 4. It was kind of odd. Was it turn 3 even? No, it was turn 4 because we wastelanded on turn 1, played Vial on turn 2. Dog does do as she pleases. She also loves munching on fingers. Ow. Sometimes she licks. Sometimes she just goes in for that chomp. It's not a bad Maverick player. That's D. Neely. D. Neely's like a legit Maverick player, right? That's a name that I actually recognize as Maverick person. It was just sometimes you forget about taking a card out. The only very big question mark was the Boshuka bug, right? The other things are just little mishaps, like the not playing around the. Oh wow, just queued into D. Neely again for their final boss. Is D. Neely the Dukes guy? No, Dukes is Dukes. I don't actually know what Dukes' moto name is. Looks like we're running it back for the final boss. God, do we keep this hand against Maverick? I guess we were D. Neely's 5th opponent, and now they've re-queued in. This hand's good. We're keeping. We just queued in with a different deck. I always hate one land vial, but it feels like I can't really justify mulling them. Yeah, sometimes it really feels like you can't. This hand felt very good, but also we just drew the second land like a professional Magic player. Just run out this Stone Furge. Go get the Jit. couple good Maverick players that I respect. Stoneforge. Alright, well, we won the die roll, so we're winning the Stoneforge race, which is very good. Also, we have Givers of Runes. We have so many Givers. I think we're just going to pass here. We just get, like, Tomek on the Vial and put in GTA and stuff. We have an active Giver. It's looking pretty good here. God, I'm really hoping that they have, like, Wasteland. We just get him with this Tomek, but looking like they're just gonna, like, Coder. We can revoke that at least, so we don't have to, like, deal with it. We can beat a big idiot. We can't beat a big idiot that also gets a bunch of scary lands, right? I know when she doesn't pass bombers at the VT. That's one time. Just relentlessly gets shit for it forever. Let's Tomek it up. Leaving the Val on 2, so we're going to rope this knight. Trying to land would be pretty cool. We could play a Giver. Take what I can get. They could also, I guess that matters less here. I was saying they could also, like, go get the step, like, after equipping to Stoneforge or something, but... The question is, do I clear the Stoneforge right now? There's a chance I just want to save the, GTA token, GTA counters to, like, try to take down this knight or something. Knight of the Reliquary. The only real reason to take out this Mystic is if, like, they have Batter Skull or something. It'd be kind of annoying. I think I want to save the counters. If they don't have another land to put in the graveyard, we can also just clear the Knight with 4 GTA counters, which is pretty big. They have 7 cards down, though, so... a lot to be concerned about. Yeah, and that's a 5-5 now. Can't quite kill it. Resolves. Sure. White. Fortunately, we can't kill the knight because it's a 5-5 and such. Let me just untap here. Leave this file on 2. Could double walked and traded one of the guys. Yeah, but no, that doesn't quite work because then they get GT counters at that point. I think I want to play 2 Givers more than I want to move this GTA around. It's starting to get a little bit dangerous in terms of, like, if my opponent has removal spells. Like, if my opponent has a Plow for the Giver and, like, something else. we get into territory where we can always like ping off one of my own blockers though. So I think we're still in still in safe territory. Just play more givers. Giving all the runes. If we make it to our untap here, we should be fine. Because we have 3 giver runes in play. If my opponent can't break through this wall, then I think we win. Opponent would need a lot here. Nice. Yeah. Got game 1 again against Maverick, which is very good. Run back the same sideboard plan. Sorry, Tomic. You were very good to us that one game, but definitely got to cut one. We were even like pretty well set up to be a board wipe, right? Because we just had like 2 more creatures in hand or something. If they like, even if they just like randomly had Wrath of God, we still like just Violent Stoneforge, just get them. Equip the GTA with a bunch of counters. All right, snap off this hand. Noble. Play the old stepmom. They have turn 2 knight or something. We have plow plus another giver. If they kill my giver, we have giver plus hold up a plow. Doesn't really change our line very much. Does this mean Scrib Spray? Oh no, they're in their second main. Oh. I guess this means Scrib Spray, right? Scrib Ranger? Whatever one. Scrib Spray is the 1/1 flyer for 1, I think. Scrib Ranger is the weird flash thing. Yeah, we're just gonna give her plus hold up plow here. It's possible they just have another plow, maybe. And they just like figured I was gonna play a creature here, and then the 1 damage wasn't worth it. But yeah, this definitely feels a lot like a Scrib Ranger. Wow, it's a miracle. Do I kill it? It's like kind of annoying. It's really annoying if they have equipment, but I don't think it gives them a lot of mana. But like, if I kill it and then we just get like codered, it sucks real bad, right? It's definitely annoying though. It has flying. We can't really block it if they like put equipment on it. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They get so much mana. Yeah, it's like pretty threatening. They get like 5 mana if I let them untap. Like we can revoke a coder and like, oh, all right, well that's horrible. Alright, well, time to draw a Palace Jailer of our own. Please. Wastelanding, probably not a good plan for me. I think I just want to develop my own mana. Yeah, that Palace Jailer sure was a bummer. I have to revoke... Yeah, maybe we revoke something... Could have, like, revoked Noble plus, like, Wasteland Savannah, but I think I want to, like... increase the odds of me being able to, like, take the board back, which involves me casting, like, top-decking Palace Jailer or something. Just a question of, do I revoke this Noble or do I revoke something relevant? Like a Reclaimer or a Knight of the Reliquary. think it's just like GTA. GTA could be bad for me, but GTA is also a good draw for me. Ugh. A lot of obnoxious things. Knight of the Reliquary. We'll name Knight. Knight's scary. I don't like taking them off this Noble Hierarch mana is really doing me a lot of favors. And they have as many draws towards the just fighting at GTA as I do. I guess they have a follow-up play here. The oof. Alright. What was Revoker the correct play on turn 2? I don't think so. What, revoke the Hierarch? I don't think so. I think just trying to develop our givers, protecting the Revoker from, like, other removal spells and stuff is probably more relevant. So we're looking pretty dead here. Pretty safe to concede. We drew a bunch of lands. My opponent played a turn 3 Palace Jailer. The Ranger, if he suspected it. I mean, if we name the Ranger, then they just jailer me anyway, right? The only way we don't get, like, exactly jailered there is if we, like, play Revoker and name Hierarch. Which seems like kind of a loose play, because revoking Hierarch. Kind of like plowing Hierarch is, like, not really what the game is usually about. I think the game is, like, pretty winnable if they have any, like, most spells there that aren't exactly Palace Jailer, right? Like, turn 3 Palace Jailer is pretty backbreaking when you're on the draw. Because you just, like, don't have a board developed. It's hard to fight back. We also don't even know if Jailer was in their deck. It's the first time in 4 games that we've seen it. It's, like, not in every Maverick deck. And if it is, it's just, like, always going to be a one-of. I don't think it was worth playing around, like, exactly that. So if we draw our own Palace Jailer, it's like a world that we can actually win this. Oh, well, that was not a good draw. That was always game 3. Run it back. Alright, final boss, final game time. Everyone on the edge of their seats. I keep this hand. There's no way I don't keep this hand. It's like a double plow stone forge. There's a 0% chance I don't keep this hand, but just like having 4 lands in play, or having 4 lands in hand. Again, I think I'm going to. Ooh, I was gonna say not plow the Hierarch, but there's no Hierarch. Probably would have plowed a turn 1 Reclaimer. Yeah, this is what I was a little bit concerned about. It's just horribly flooding out and dying. You punk ass little cat. I see you. Stop that. I think it's definitely like good enough to keep. It's like not very close, I don't think, but just kind of a bummer. Alright. Ooh, Charming Prince. I think my Stoneforge is going to get plowed, but I think I still have to. Maybe I don't have to go for it. They tapped the. Hang on. Okay, beat it. Huh. If they have Plow, I really want to Scry to. But if they don't have Plow, this is just like, insane. Can you stop? You absolute menace. I pulled the chair away so you couldn't jump at the window. And now you're just jumping at it from the wall. Get. Get. Shoo. Anyway. We need a cat cam. They move around way too much. I think we got a Charming Prince Flicker Stoneforge. It's so much gas if they don't have Plow. Like, we're just gonna Plow their Reclaimer, Charming Prince. If they Plow the Stoneforge, we still have Prince lined up to put GT, to equip GT to. Yeah. Alright, well now we're set up for GT. Fortunately, if they play like any moderately sized creature, we are not set up for GT. They just like coder me. Yep, we have to. God, do we actually attack into this? No, we have so many Plows and no creatures. If we had drawn a creature, I might have actually attacked into it. Just so we could really guarantee we set up our GT. The question is, do we play the GT? I think the answer might be no. To like play around it getting shattered, at least for a turn, so we get some value off of it. It's obviously way worse of a plan, though, if we like, draw, like, creatures we want to be casting and stuff. So, like, maybe I'm, thinking too much about it. Hey, what are you growling about now? Hey, hope you beat it. Hey. Kind of feel like this is trying to bait the Wasteland on... Oh, kind of feel like you want to bait the Wasteland on the Kragus? Maybe. I've been playing out my lands because I want my basics, because if I end up not playing the GT, I want to be able to guaranteed be able to plow away a blocker and get the GT online. Good. They just like Palace Jailer my Charming Prince. Gonna feel like an absolute idiot. I think we run this out. Nope, they just... This was a choice that they've made. They left in that bog. Let's play another big thing, please. Play another knight. Yes. Less, yes. Alright, now I'm happy if they Wasteland me, so... Maybe too much other stuff to take out. Yeah, I get, like, after the 4 Thalias and stuff, maybe there's not enough board-in cards, and you're, like, okay enough with this colorless land that comes in tapped over, like, a Thalia or something. Alright, well, we can attack into that. Ooh, that's a good draw. So we probably have to kill this Ramanap. They have something here? Didn't think they would have anything. I doubt they have something that can beat, like, the 4th GT counter taking it away. I don't know, they're just fetching to save time, sure. Alright, well, if they don't have Swords of Plowshares, they're super dead. Council's Judgment? Okay, well, I'm not super dead then. I'll gain 2 life. They put the GTA off the island. I will also vote for my GTA. Stop casting spells, please. That's a scary spell. Let's try Sword of Fire and Ice. It's a card. Scry 2. Definitely playing it. Flicker the Charming Prince. Charming Prince comes back, and the Charming Prince can either Scry 2 or flicker my Flicker Wisp. We have 679 power in play. It might be better to flicker my Flicker Wisp and just have that on layaway to, like, flicker out something that's scary on their side. Yes, exactly. We're just kicking the can down the road here. Might be better than Scrying 2, but Scrying 2 seems like pretty decent this spot. We just really want to dig for action. Yeah, let's Scry 2. Oh yeah, fuck these cards. Get this shit off the top of my deck ASAP. My opponent is a Sylvan Library in play. We need to kill them, not draw lands Aether Vials. Luckily, there's quite a bit for them to deal with here. Unluckily, this game is definitely not locked up. I was feeling a lot better before they played Sylvan Library. This card's so good. At least it's worse when you're getting beat the heck down, because you don't get to, like, just aggressively draw a bunch of cards. And we've taken care of, like, 2 knights already. Well, speak of the devil. Ooh. We just Flicker Wisp our Flicker Wisp now, and then Wisp the Knight out of the way, so they don't get, like, activated or have, like, a creature to put an equipment on. They also tap so that they're not representing, like, a plow or anything. Oh god, what's this? Oh no! Oh no! My Flicker Wisp, my plan! Scale of Ren to 6. How playable is D&T right now? Yep, back to Scrying 2 indeed. Hopefully they don't have, like, Umezawa's GTA. That would be bad. They have 1 card in hand. think it's better than untapping our Crusader to, like, block a knight. Alright, cool. Top this path. Please and thank you. But yeah, D&T is a lot better than it was like a month ago. I think a lot of the decks and players are adapting to like the Ren and 6 meta. And I think you're really favored against a lot of like the winners metagame. Imagine not playing blue, right? Yeah, who would do that? Who doesn't play blue decks? What chumps? Yeah, the amount of people playing 4-color snow has definitely gone down. We're getting Jailered. Green stuff for 3. Another coder? Knight of Autumn, just gaining life? Okay. Am I supposed to play around like second step or some garbage and not pat this knight until they activate it on end step here to go get like a Horizon Canopy or whatever? Is there a world where like I get absolutely wrecked when they fetch up their fucking Vesuva on their Sigiri step? There's definitely a world where that happens. No, there isn't. Just Path and Smash. There's... I mean, my opponent still has Bojuka Bog in their deck. We never know what's happening. They're gonna knight for like a Horizon Canopy and cycle it. I suppose probably Path and... No, I want to give them the least information possible. Alright, please no. Hold. Hold. A lot of things that we do not want to see here. Alright, that's fine. Blocks our Crusader. Pal's Jailer? Oh dear, please no. Oh, green's up for 3, sure. Hey, you can beat it. Another coder, alright. They stay alive. Hey, psst, psst. Get out of here. Well, they have a knight. We force them to chop out with Giver of Runes. Am I supposed to wasteland something here? I don't want to wasteland their step. Waste the waste is probably fine. I want to put them down on mana so there's less. They're less likely to be able to just get me with something. So I definitely want to Wasteland them. So I guess Wastelanding the Wasteland's probably safe. Wastelanding the Step puts them off double weight to, like, Jailer me. But, like, we can beat a Jailer, technically. Oh, they can't play a Legend. Don't know if there are any Legends left in their deck, but it's, like, not unreasonable. Bog and Waste. Yeah, I mean, Wasteland is just a Bog that kills my Caracas, right? Bog's just a colorless source in their deck. Yeah. There's an option for Wastelanding the Step to take them off double weight. If they, like, Jailer plus Plow me, we lose. Alright, we're not dead to that. That resolves. Off-white ways thing. Yeah, unless they have Mazavith. Oh, never mind. We can beat Mazavith now. Please die. Please die, opponent. I mean, they could have, like, a white source and a Plow, too. But please die. Please concede after searching your library. Yes, great. Cycle the canopy. Alright, cool. Alright, we did it. Whew. Oh. Oh, man. Got the 5-0. That was a scary game 3. Gotta find that intervention pact. Imagine, oh man, Slaughter Pact there. We didn't Wasteland the Black Source. We just get demolished. Who is Prince a go from here now? I think Prince is reasonable in like some metas. It's like a decent flex slot. It's probably never going to be more than like 1 or 2 of in a deck, but it's been like good enough to definitely like be played sometimes, depending on what you want your configurations to look like. But oh, yeah, we beat Dan twice. That again, our round 4 and 5 were both D&T League. Just got to dunk on him twice for our round 4s and 4 and 5 there. Oh man, that was stressful. But we got the 5-0, and it is almost midnight, so time to go to bed real soon. Alright, who's playing Legacy? That isn't me. Card Kingdom. Oh yeah, Card Kingdom streams Legacy on Mondays. I usually go host them. What they got? Eldrazi Post versus Bug Hogak? Yeah, sure. Shouldn't Maverick be favored? I mean, yes. Maverick, I think, is like slightly favored in the matchup. What are your worst matchups? What do you think about versus Burn? I think your Burn matchup's fine. Between fine and like actively good. Definitely would say it's favored at Death and Taxes. Your worst matchup is definitely like 4-color pile. Like the Renin 6, Plague Engineer, Ponder, Astral 8 piles. That's like your worst matchup within like the realm of hey, what are you doing? Hey, that's not yours. You punk. Stealing a piece of paper off the table. But anyway, yeah, 4-color, Snow Pile, Elves, super fast combo decks, tests, like Belcher-y stuff. Yeah, the first match that we played with Dan was like, it was really weird. We had a sweet game 1, and then game 2 just looked really awkward from his side, I guess. And then that second match was definitely more indicative of how that matchup usually plays. It's like you're walking a very close tightrope. It's very scary. You beat Lands, but Lands has swung back and forth. I don't want to talk about it too much because we're about to sign off the stream, but feel free to chime in to a different stream if you want to chat more, but I'll finish up here. Lands has swung back and forth between being good and bad. It used to be really bad, then they printed Recruiter and Sanctum Prelate, and it got pretty good, but then they printed like Blast Zone and Renin 6, and then I think it's not nearly as good anymore because shit like Blast Zone. But anyway, this cat's being real obnoxious. And I'm tired and it's very late, so we're gonna go host Card Kingdom. And I will catch you guys all on Wednesday. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for, as always, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Hope you had a good time. If you want to support the channel further, if you want to stop this cat from stealing the stuff off the desk, yeah, you. Then you can follow, subscribe, or donate. All right. Follow, subscribe, donate, whatever. Cool, we 5-0'd. See you guys all on Wednesday. Punk ass cats.